Welcome in the sewing room. I'm so glad y'all are here. Look what I've got. All kinds of little baby stockings. All kinds of little baby stockings. Y'all want to see what we're going to do with them? It's so much fun. It's a wonderful tradition to start with your littles while they're little. It helps the holidays go by a little bit easier, and all of their anticipation and all that good stuff. And we're going to make this, and I'm going to tell you how we use it in our home and how we did when they were little and how Mr. Andy still does. And maybe you'll like that tradition and want to incorporate that into your home. Okay, so come on along. Let's get ready and get going. All right, look what I've got. They're all hanging on a rope, just like this. They're all different. And we have 24 of them. Notice I said 24, not 25. We have 24 stockings. 24 stockings on a clothesline. You can hang that across your mantle, which is what we do, or anywhere in your home that you want to hang it. My mama, we didn't have a mantle growing up, and it worried me to death because we didn't have a fireplace. It worried my eyeballs out how Santa was going to find us because we did not have a fireplace. He could not come down the chimney, and my daddy assured me that he would come in the front door. Daddy said, I will wait up and open the door for him so he can come in the front door. Worried me to death. But that's the kid in me, worried me. So I'm going to show y'all how we do this. We're going to make 24 of these. I've already got 22 of them made. And I've got one more to show you right here. Here's our stocking. This pattern is available in the Etsy shop. Okay? Here's your stocking. Some of you may not need a pattern. But here's the stocking. 2 pieces. So they will marry together just like this. Here's our 2 cuffs. Okay? And what I did, I cut mine out of stencil. Kind of, it's kind of a plasticky. It's like if you were going to make stencils to paint around or something. That's kind of what this stuff is. And I ordered this long time ago for my silhouette cutter so I could make stencils and patterns and cut them with it. But these I just printed out, traced around it with a Sharpie onto my stencil stuff, cut it out. This you really don't need a pattern for, but I made you one. It's 2.5 by 3. And I'm going to show you how we lay these to sew them together and then how we turn them. You want to lay these like this, both of them right sides up, and you want to sew them like this across the top here, okay? Because when you sew these right side of your cuff to the wrong side of your stocking, then when you turn it, it comes up like this right here. See that? Then you want to turn this down, press it, and turn it this way, and hem it. Stitch it down, okay? That's what makes the pretty part of your cuff. These are the same fabric, both sides, but that's how you do that. Just like that. You want to stitch them on here. I'm going to lay them both right sides up, both of them right sides up, just like this. Stitch across here, okay? So I'm going to do that on this one, and I'll be back. Okay, see this? Wrong side, right side, wrong side, okay? That's what you want, right like that. And you press this up, press them both up. And the reason you want to do that is because you want to leave a little bit of this on the inside for the top of your stocking, okay? So that you don't It just kind of binds that little top seam right there, and you leave just that little bit. Then you're going to turn this down and you're going to stitch right across here. Straight across, right across there. I swear there's ants up here, you all, and they are driving me crazy. They bite. I've got to get me an ant bait thing from downstairs and bring it up here. I don't know what they're after. I don't have any food up here, but they're after something for sure. They are after something. Okay, so we're going to stitch this down across here, both sides. All right, see, there they go, run across our stocking. Guess it thinks there's sweet treats in there. Okie doke. Now then, you're going to take this right here. You're going to lay them right sides together. See how pretty that finished on the inside across that top edge? And you're going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam all the way around. Back stitch when you start and when you stop. Okay? And you're going to lay this right here, and you're going to stitch that onto it as well. This, I'm just using a little tiny, this baby rickrack for mine. You can use ribbon. You can make you a little tiny piece of binding if you want to. You could use your rope. You can use anything, but you want to give it, you know, make your little stocking hanger out of something. And like I said, I'm just using this little tiny baby rickrack that's about 1/8 of an inch, I think. Let me see if I can measure it here. If I can find a ruler. Here's one. I think it's about 1/8 of an inch. Yeah, about 1/8 of an inch. I've got to go get some spray and spray these danged ants. They just keep running back and forth right across the front of my cutting mat here. They're after something. They're after me is what they're after. Okay, we're going to lay this right here. So I'm going to clip that on there just like that. You want it up, okay? You want it to come upward. So I'm going to clip that on, and I'm going to stitch that back and forth in there, and then stitch all the way around here. All right? Now then, I'm going to take my pinking shears and trim around this, around the curves with the pinking shears, because it will clip that and let it lay flat, but it will also take out some of the bulk if you use your pinking shears, okay? And I like to do that around my curves because it lets them turn prettier. All right, now then, we're going to turn it right side out and press it, and it's finished. And voila, you've got a cute little stocking. You grab a chopstick here. Take it over there and press it. And there's your little stocking. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Look how cute that is. I know some of y'all don't like my black background. Isn't that cute? Okay, now then, I'll turn y'all up because I'm going to talk to you about it. Yeah, I am. The tradition goes, and the way that we do this is everybody has Advent things for Christmas. My mama started that when I was a little bitty girl 60 years ago. Oh, Lord, I just told y'all how old I was, didn't I? 50 years ago, I guess, probably closer to when she started it. But she made out of felt. My mom used to love to make things out of felt. As a matter of fact, I kept a couple of pieces. I don't really use them, but I kept them when I found them after she passed away, just because they reminded me of my childhood. Just a couple of them. But because you could glue felt and it would stick forever. Yeah, and she did. So she took felt and took a yardstick and made like a yardstick holder out of it. Yeah, and we kept our yardstick hanging on the door facing. I don't remember, kitchen door somewhere. Anyway, it was hung on the door facing. And on the front of it, she used the same pattern. But on this one, it was just a big long piece of felt, and she put a yardstick in it for stability. She put yarn and tied bows, ribbons, and there were 24 of them. And you got a piece of candy. She tied a little peppermint candy to each one of those. And you got one a day the whole month of December. So this kind of a tradition has been around for a long, 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 long time. And then people started doing, little gifts and different things. And with my kids, we didn't do anything. It was just a countdown. You moved a magnet. That's the one that Andy always liked because it was easy for him to see because it looked like a calendar. He liked a calendar. With Macy, we did lots of different ones over the years. But this is the one that we finally did, and it kind of stuck. And this is a really cute idea if you've got little ones. And so many of them get so overwhelmed on Christmas morning. They get so much stuff on Christmas morning. It's just totally and completely overwhelming them. And if you can spread it out over the course of the entire month of December and just have the one larger item or maybe a couple of things from Santa on Christmas morning, it's not quite as overwhelming. Because like I said, kids get a lot of stuff anymore and it gets overwhelming. So the Elf on the Shelf came about several years ago. My children were small. And I bought one, not really even knowing what it was when they very first came out, because that little elf, we had little elves like that when I was a little girl. That where we lived, all of our stuff, Christmas stuff, of course, everybody stores it over the summer months and so forth. Anyway, that place caught fire. And all of our things that we had traditional from the time we were little were burned up. So, we lost a lot of our traditions, a lot of our traditional things that Mama had. Mama had a Santa, and she had these little elves that look exactly like that elf on the shelf. And we were on vacation, and I was in a gift shop, and I saw it in a box. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's the elf like we used to have. I've got to have that. I've just got to have it. So I bought it. Then I read the book, and I'm like, oh my goodness, how cute an idea is this? And I don't know who came up with that idea, but they were a genius. So take it a little step further. Make your stockings. Your elf brings your stockings on December 1st and hangs them on the mantle or wherever it is you're going to hang them. The elf brings the stockings, okay? And the stockings can have candy in them. They, every day candy can go in one stocking or something, or you can what we like to do is put gifts under the tree that have either alphabet, just letters or numbers or shapes or whatever your child is at the age they can tell a circle, or they can match circles or stars or designs, if they like numbers or letters, just whatever. But we had small gifts like maybe just a Matchbox car or a small Dollar Tree toy of some kind, that they could get. And I didn't put numbers on these, although the pattern I've created for you all, I've got numbers like this. You can print them out, cut them out, and put them on if that's what you choose to do. Okay? You can do that and number them 1 to 24. But the way we like to do it is you just pick one. You just pick one. It doesn't matter which one. Of course, this is not all of them. This is just a few of them I hang up here. And I hang them up with clothespins. These are just my sewing clips, but I use clothespins. And you just pick one, whichever one you want that particular day. Doesn't matter. Okay? And you take it down, and inside it is either a piece of candy, or maybe your child's been bad that day and you want to fill them all with a lump of coal, or to know that, hey, you don't always get a really good prize. Some days are not such good prizes. Whatever. Use your imagination. But just slip a piece of paper in there with the number, the letter, the shape, whatever. If you've got those matching games, the ones that match, pick out 24 of those, drop one of those cards in each one of these, and attach the others to the fronts of these 24 little gifts. That way kids learn to match, all that kind of stuff. And like I said, you can use numbers or letters too if you want to do that, and just put it on a piece of paper. But anyway, then they take whatever's in here. Now, if you choose just to put little tiny gifts in each stocking, you can do that. Or you can put some with little gifts and some with bigger things under the tree. Use your imagination. But let them pick a stocking. And like I said, there are 24 stockings. And the reason there are only 24 stockings is because we're counting down to when Santa comes. So if you've got this hanging on your mantle, okay, and you've got 24 stockings, when you take this last stocking off, that's the last stocking. There are no more hanging there. You replace it with your big stocking that Santa fills, okay? So this was the last one. There's no more stockings. So we're to the night that Santa comes, so we have to put our big stocking up, okay? Now, some people don't like to do that. They like to have their big stockings hanging up all the way through Christmas. I get it. That's fine. Perfect if that's what you want to do. That's just an idea. That's just kind of what we did to kind of add a little more excitement into that Christmas Eve night. We take the last little one down and put up a big one. So that's what you can do with these. Hang them anywhere. They just make a cute little garland for your mantle if you don't even want to put anything in them. They make great for offices, work. If you work in an office, make everybody a separate little stocking like this. Hang them up on a clothesline. They're just so cute, and they take no time at all to make, none at all. You're basically sewing 3 seams per stocking, 3 seams. No, you're sewing five seams, 2 per side of the cuff and 1 all the way around. But that's how you do it. They are so much fun. Make them all the same, make them all different. It's up to you. Use your imagination. And I've got to go get something to kill these blamed ants. Oh my word. They're just everywhere. Do y'all see them crawling on me? They are crawling on me. They are everywhere. They're after me. Oh, I've got ants in my pants now. Oh, Lordy. Go make you some little stockings. If you don't want to use stockings, make little triangles. The little triangles that hang down? Those are cute too. Or the little squares that look like a letter. That'll be cute too. That's just one of the things that we did at Christmas. I'm going to bring you back in another video and show you something else that we always did that saved me so many times through the holidays. It was so, oh my gosh, the nights of putting together toy after toy after toy. Oh my word. It was unbelievable. I mean, it was just, oh my word. The all nights, the late nights. I know one year my brother stayed up all night long putting something together for Mr. Andy. And, then the next day you're drained. You don't even want to see anybody. You just want to go to bed. But there's something that you can do that you don't have to do that. And my children loved it. So I'm sure yours will too. So you're going to want to come back and see what I did. That you don't wrap them. You don't do anything. Easy peasy. And it's literally that night before you go to bed. Plop, plop, plop. And you are done. You are done. Done, done, done. So you'll want to come back and see that one. So I've got lots more Christmas ideas. Lots more things coming. This pattern is available in the Etsy shop. You just have to cut 24 stockings and 24 cuffs. Line them up, sew them all at one time, and you've got them all made in just an hour, so it doesn't take any time at all. Trust me, I did all these in just a little bit of time. So I've got all 24. I'm going to put this one in the Etsy shop because I have another one, so I don't need two. So this one's going in the Etsy store. If you want to just buy the one that I've made, it'll be there just for you. Alrighty, I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me in the sewing room. This was a short, quick video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all liked my ideas. Let me know some of your ideas, some things that you all do at Christmas, some traditions that you have. Maybe I want to try. To start with little ones that we're getting in our family now. So maybe I need some new traditions for littles or bigs for that matter. I've got big people too. So y'all come back again. Thanks for hanging out with me and thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.